So I figured since this is the last X-Men movie done by 20th Century Fox ever, I might as well wear the Wolverine shirt. I'm getting rid of this shirt, but I might as well give it one last hurrah for this one. The New Mutants was directed by Josh Boone, and it stars a bunch of people that are all grown up now. None of these characters look anything like this in real life at this point. They're all grown up. They're not New Mutants anymore. And it's about a bunch of mutants that are stuck at a psych ward with supernatural powers as they try to escape physically, and they also have to escape themselves. I distinctly remember seeing the very first trailer for this film in 2017 at Chick-fil-A on a school trip, a school choir trip. I remember everybody was there, and I was like, holy crap, you guys, look what just dropped. This looks so cool. A horror movie in the X-Men universe. So cool. Well, not really. This script feels very second draft. A lot of the dialogue is very plot driven. I only felt for two characters in this whole movie, and one of them didn't have the most convincing of acting. So that's kind of sad. A lot of the exposition in this movie is just told to us. It's not shown to us. It's a very tell, not show kind of movie with its exposition, and that's like the worst way to do exposition in my opinion. It basically says, it takes the idea of show, don't tell, and it says, fuck it. We're making this movie for young adults. They're not going to care. It also doesn't help that the X-Men universe is dead at this point. It was dead in 2018. The very last X-Men movie where it was alive and thriving was Deadpool 2 in 2018. After that, Disney was already completely cleaning shop. Dark Phoenix, which I still have not seen, and this movie are basically just, let's get these things out of here so we can just forget about them and we can put them in the MCU. I'm never probably going to watch this movie again. It wasn't like offensively bad. It was just very, very unmemorable. Nothing really interesting about this movie at all. It also doesn't help that there are budgeting constraints. You don't need a large budget to make a great superhero movie. You don't need a large budget to make a good horror movie. Deadpool is a good example for the superhero movies. It's also in the X-Men universe. Deadpool had a very small budget, and it was amazing. Deadpool 2 also had a small budget, and it was amazing. The thing where Deadpool strives compared to this movie is that Deadpool uses its budgetary constraints to its advantage, poking fun at itself, whereas this film wants you to take it completely seriously, which is where it falls flat. Also, it could be just me, but I thought this film was very poorly lit. It could have just been the projector at my theater that I went and saw it at, but I couldn't see a lot of things happening on the screen for a long portion of this film. If I haven't heard anybody else talk about this complaint. So if you guys also happen to go see this movie and you also feel the same way, let me know, because I'm interested to see if it was just my projector or not. You know, back when I was in high school and I was much more excited for this film than I was at this point where I am now, maybe I would have let this other flaw slide, but this film is very, very YA. I'm not too big into YA anymore. This feels like Divergent with X-Men characters. I wasn't really scared for like anything in this movie. None of the jump scares really got me. I will say, however, that there was some really cool creature designs later into like the beginning of the third act. Even though those were also budgetary constraints as well, I thought they were designed very, very well. They looked pretty cool. It's a shame that I wasn't really scared. Alright, let's talk about some positives, okay? Like I said, there's really only two characters that the script makes you want to feel for, that being Moonstar and Wolf's Rain, played by Blue Hunt and Maisie Williams. These two characters have a very great dynamic going on for most of the film, and for the most part, it's a pretty fulfilling experience. Probably the only fulfilling experience from this film, honestly. Blue Hunt is fine. In the lighter moments, she's pretty good, pretty solid, but in the moments where we're actually really supposed to take her seriously, that's where she falls flat for me. Maisie Williams, on the other hand, is great no matter what. We've already seen that she is a terrific actress in Game of Thrones, and it's really awesome to see her like back in like season 4, season 5 area of Arya Stark, doing a completely different character. Charlie Heaton was good, but he was basically typecast at this point. He was basically playing Jonathan Byers with a Kentucky accent, which is kind of sad. I really hope that he doesn't fall into that category in casting in Hollywood. Two other big cast members that I should mention are Alice Braga and Henry Zaga, and they're all right. Their storytelling doesn't really demand anything, but they're for what they're given. They do a solid job. Easily my favorite part of this entire movie to me is Anya Taylor-Joy's performance as Magic. This character is probably actually maybe the least developed out of all of them. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. This character gets the least amount of exposition told about them. We know the least about this character out of all of the characters in this film, save for Alice Braga as the Doctor. But Anya Taylor-Joy goes all in with this character. This is seriously one of the coolest characters she's ever played. This is honestly one of the coolest X-Men characters I've ever seen in a movie. I'm very sad that this character is stuck in this mediocre movie. I want to see more of it. I want to see more of her, and I really hope that they consider to bring her back when the MCU gets back up and running. Overall, yeah, this is a very meh movie. It's not like unbelievably disappointing like a lot of people would have thought. Everything makes sense though, with it being delayed for like 3 years now. I totally understand Fox wanting to completely do reshoots because the script was not ready at all, but they already shot the damn movie. I also understand why Disney was just like, we just gotta get this thing out of the way because we just want a clean slate. And yeah, I totally 100% understand why this film got delayed for like 3 years because there was potential. There was a lot of potential with this movie. And Fox knew it. Disney didn't care. Ultimately, I think that the story of how this movie even came to be, the story of the behind the scenes of this movie, is infinitely more interesting than the movie itself. I'm going to give the New Mutants a C minus. Yeah. Also, side note, if you are looking to see a really good horror-based superhero movie in the X-Men universe, but maybe not the main universe, I highly recommend checking out Legion. That is an excellent TV show, and it is much more horrifying than this. I really got to get caught up on that show. I'm probably gonna like binge it all before I cancel my Hulu subscription because this show is worth watching 100%. So good. Anyways, I should have a review out for Bill and Ted Face the Music by hopefully soon. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get off my ass and do that. Anyways, please like and subscribe. I know I really hate saying that, but you gotta start somewhere. Hopefully, we can get to the point where that doesn't have to be a thing. Yeah. Anyways, have a nice one.